Sorry, looks like I'm on. Okay, so we gotta get over to YouTube so I can see things the way you guys see things. Give me just a minute to get there. Just trying to get these last few pages of the book apart. And they are giving me heck. Okay. And I think I might have to sneeze. Hey, Janice. Excuse me. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Hey, Stephanie and Rebecca. How's it going? So yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can get the last couple of these pages as signature pages. But I don't know that I can. I just don't want to. So we're just gonna, I hoped. That's okay. I got most of it out. All of the short because I wanted a single image out of here. I have used this book in the past and I'll use all the images eventually, but at the moment I am really, and this is the one I wanted right here. So I'm not going to pull those apart. I think I can work with that. It's gonna there because I want the whole thing. So I'm going to use an X-Acto knife eventually and try and get it. I've already managed to get something on it. Good grief. Okay. Let's put that aside. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for the wait. I was taking this book apart and then all of a sudden I didn't have internet. And so I just kind of continued on with what I was doing. And I didn't get to. I was going to look through. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Come on. I don't want the magazine. I just want this pile of pages right here. Oh. Okay. Hey, Mary, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. I missed the mark by a little bit, but I don't know if the whole house internet went down because I didn't hear Mike say anything, but my computer went off of, there's the list I've been looking for, the internet for a few minutes, and I had to wait for it to come back up. It was a pain in the tushy. I had the live all set up and everything. How is your guys' weekend going? We are on Sunday evening at this point, late afternoon, early evening, depending on where you're from. And we're going to do, I would like to finish, now I've misplaced it again. I had it. I can't seem to keep hold anything for 5 seconds here. I wonder if that's the thing I flicked onto the floor. Hold on. I heard something fall on the floor. Yep, that's what it was. Honestly, So I wanted to do that journal, and I wanted to do the cover of the Aw, that's sweet. Yay. Hi, Christine. How you doing? Okay. So I'm gonna try and finish up that one. And then we're gonna do the cover on the Urban Decay book. And, okay, maybe that one. What did I do with the other one that I liked? Did I misplace it already? I'm telling you. Oh, I think it's under here, yes. That one, I want that little vignette right there. Okay. And I don't think I wanted any of these other ones. Okay. Yep, that's about that time, isn't it? May is most of the way through. And school doesn't usually let out in June anymore like it used to. Now it lets out at some point in May. There's another view of that building. I don't think we did 3 of them in one book though I like it. Let's see, what do we got going on in here? If there's anything else I just want to have to work with right away. Do. Maybe that's kind of fun. Ooh, Bridge in the Fog. That could be very useful. Let's take that. That'll be a nice one to use. Graduation was Friday where you are? Let's see. Okay. I didn't get the digital pictures printed that I wanted to, so we're going to do limited work because I don't want to just include these modern pictures. I want to intersperse them with some actual decay. That might be a good one. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? Welcome from Lovely's Crafting Lodge. We're almost done looking through this. Baseball. It is a thing, though. Look at that. The house is right there, and the bridge going up. That's progress for you, right? Okay. There's something about cathedrals, isn't there? Yeah, some Detroit would be good, right? There's one with where the Sherry Netherland, the world's then the world's tallest apartment hotel. The fire that they were fighting there. So that could be something. And I think that's about it. I think we've already. But I've got a lot of stuff bookmarked to copy and print. And I've got my eye on some. The book that we're working on for the Urban Decay is only 50, so we won't work on it terribly often because I'd really like to have a cross section across America and different stuff. Yeah, New Orleans, just about every place you go, there's plenty of Urban Decay. I was looking today, and there are regional books, and so I'm going to choose this book. It's going to be pictures from one of these calendars. I have two kind of food related ones. You know, I love pictures of food. So one is kind of a sweets and treats, and the other one is like, so we'll flip it over here. So we've got spices. These are both 16-month calendars. I just got them from the Dollar Tree like a week or two ago. So you get, you know, I really like that. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have this super colorful ice cream and colorful desserts. So I thought we'd take up a vote. I have to admit, as silly as it is, I love them both. And I'll eventually use pictures out of both of them. I'm partial to the sweets calendar. Because I saw books for like Southern Illinois and wherever you go, there is plenty of Urban Decay to choose from. So, but Detroit is kind of a classic. A lot of factories there. Believe it or not, there are a whole series of coffee table books for the cities and states where somebody has probably already captured most of those things. But I'm looking for used copies, you know, because you know what I'm going to do to them. I don't want to pay. They range anywhere from like $23 up to over $100 for coffee table books. So I want used copies. I'm always scouring, you know, the books of the Goodwills and the Salvation Armies and stuff. Yeah. And there's both rural and think about all the abandoned malls and amusement parks and mansions and asylums and prisons. There is plenty to choose from. Not just to mention your rundown, you know, the average house. There are whole abandoned subdivisions that never got finished for whatever reason, you know. So what do you guys think? Should we pick? So we're starting out with. I did it again. It blends in. I want to do the second book for the 12 of 22. That is Paperback Swap. Let me get you a link. It's not as active as it once was, but if you're not looking for new books, if you're looking for older titles, excuse me, I find it to be quite useful. And I've gotten lucky with some older titles that I just put them on my wish list and wait till they come up. But here's a link for it. And I'll put my username in because if you decide to sign up, I think I get a credit or something. Let me see if that's still true. I remember it used to be a big deal, but the site's changed quite a bit. Over the last few years. I became a member when it was brand spanking new. Let's see. My account. Let's go with my profile. Would you stop showing me ads? Okay. Don't judge me for the books I've ordered. That should be a link to my profile. That elusive piece of paper. So nobody has a opinion on whether we should do spices or sweet treats. I guess treats. Okie dokie. So what I'm actually going to do is just tear this in half so that hopefully we can all see the things instead of having these giant pages. So, well, not necessarily tear, but let's get the staples out of it and cut it in half. I know that they're super thin, but I love calendars and planners. The images that they pick for them. I love the hard planners, the yearly calendars, because you can get them, they're put out by all kinds of things like National Geographic and the Nature Conservancy, and there's so many themed ones. I'm always looking at them when we find in the stores, because one, they're fun to, if you can get them out in signature pages, they're fun to use in journals, but often they have just stunning photography and paintings and images and stuff. Everybody's like, okay, well, we're in agreement. It's almost summer. It was so hot here yesterday, and it's hot today again, but at least I didn't have to go out in it today. As much fun as I had on Scaventure yesterday, I will not be going with Els if Mike is going ever again, because that was not fun. Mr. Mike is a Frankenstein when he doesn't want to do something. That was not fun for me. But the experience itself, oh my gosh. I haven't seen anything like that in years. It was just like a giant. I'm just trying to turn all the pictures the same way. Okay, we probably won't take directly from the, and right now we're not looking at Christmas, so we can take out the seasonal ones. So we've got donuts. Aren't those donuts fun? And we may choose multiple images. We may not even try and use the same. Oh, look at that. That'll be fun to use in our Halloween book, right? Jelly beans. So I love this rainbow cake. I wonder if it's from what month it's from. It's like for Pride. I still love it's just fun and colorful. We've got ice cream cones. Look at those beautifully decorated cookies. I don't necessarily like to eat these, but they sure are pretty. The icing on them is often hard. That's from the cover. But for the size we have to cut down to, I think we would lose sight of what it is. It would just be a big, colorful, messy thing. Cake pops. That's cool. But I think, again, at scale. Okay, so these are the ones we're going to choose from. You are welcome, Stephanie. I have gotten so many books over the years from there. And sometimes it does take a little while. There's quite a few inactive users at any given time. But what they'll do is if you've asked for something like I'm doing those Stephanie Plum book series, typically with like a mass market paperback, people will have multiple copies in the chance to say, yep, I got it, and I'm going to send it out. If they don't respond in a certain amount of time, then it moves on to the next person and the next. I've waited up to 2 months it to pick up, but typically it's within a week or so. And most people mail right away because they want their credit, So I do like the cookies, but we're really only going to get one cookie in there. Let's see. I am thinking, I love the rainbow cake. But we would lose part of it off the front, and I don't want to wrap it around. So maybe we could do it on the inside cover. Or I'm thinking donuts, or this like mixed assortment of jelly beans and orange slices, and because the donuts we could, I'm not going to obviously wrap it around the muslin spine, but I can cut 2 pieces back to back. Like I can measure it for the whole book and then cut it in half. And we would just have to choose what donuts we wanted. Indeed. Some of, or we could turn it this way. It doesn't have to. So if we ran it down, we definitely get 2 whole donuts on there. And then we'd have like these 2, I think, over here. And maybe just a smidge of that. I like it. Hey, Carla. Carla's like, nuts, donuts. How you doing? How's your weekend going? Here's what's sad. I just sorted this stuff all out to put it away. And then I realized I was supposed to be live. And now I'm making a mess of it again. So these are for the journal we're going to work on, wherever that got off to. Better find it before I move on. There it is over there. Okay. All right, let's trim this down a little bit. All right, so let's see. We're going to do this so that and we want to cut the holes off the top. Although I don't think we're going to really, the hole does not need to be there. Okay. And let's even up this other end. I'll cut the calendar in half. Okay. So I think, do I like it this way? I think I like it this way. I think this is the way right here. So I don't necessarily need to cut it exactly to, but that's a rough line there. So let's, okay. Okay, we're still gonna have to cut it a little bit. Because I have pulled the bottom down some. So just a tiny little bit that we need to cut there. Oh, yay! Well, that should speed things up for you, make your, make it a little easier. Are you going to do lives anymore? I know you were doing lives for a little while. I never see any notifications. Now that you have a faster internet connection. I know you were doing some jelly plating and stuff. It's still not quite, but we can always trim. And then we're going to want to, about where do we want to do that at? Maybe to right about there. at the very least, at least your things if you when you stream television programs and movies and stuff, that will go faster, and you'll be able to get zippy around the internet. Okay. So now we just need to cut this other piece to the same size. And Bob's your uncle. It'll be a thing. Okay. So. Okay. Where did it go? Oh, I lost it. Hold on. Carla gets zippy for donuts. I think Carla gets zippy for a lot of things. I think it's very good. Okay. I think that's about right. Let's bend it over the other way and make sure it's even. Maybe. Did you have a fun weekend, Carla? Got anything exciting going on? I know you probably told me on Friday, and I just went whack out of my head. Yeah. Okay. So that's our other side. Let's ink that. Me too. Oh, yeah. That's old for a modem, you know. My computer is quite old. My laptop is quite old. So this should just be fun. Maybe we could just put pictures of food that I like or that we like. We could use a few themed pages, you know. Or we could do all desserts, you know. All fun confectionery things. I'm sure I have quite a few pictures of sweets. Being a fat lady and all. Okay. So. Ooh, and I was all proud of myself, you guys. I got, after we spent all that time at yeah, well, that's enough, isn't it? We went to that yard sale swap meet kind of thing. It was the antique sort of, I don't remember what it was called, guys. I'm sorry. Attention span of a gnat. But it was in the parking lot of one of the casinos. Ooh, we had Chinese for lunch yesterday too from China Star. We got to go from one of these places that Els and Mike like, because Mike was ready to be home. He did not want to sit in a restaurant anymore. But since we were there, and you guys were so good to me on Friday, who got glue? I got glue. Woohoo! The only glue I don't have right now is the bookbinding glue, but I have what's left of the monies that I got on Friday, and I did have 2 small sales on Etsy this weekend while I was doing the 10%. It goes this way. So when I transfer the money, I can transfer the money on Monday. It'll go on my bank account on Tuesday, and by Wednesday I'll have ordered the glue. That's the only one I can't get locally. I know I'm having trouble with my internet, Stephanie. I lost connection altogether earlier. Hopefully it will stay live for me, but I seem to be buffering quite a bit, and I apologize for that. So we are stuck using regular plain glue, but this is not for sale. Oh my gosh, I forgot to get those books out from under the press. All right, when I'm done doing the cover for this, inside and out, before we decide on signature pages, which we may do on the next time I go live, so that we can get on with the Urban Decay thing. Nope, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I need to go get those journals I made for the upcoming masculine holiday. I could be way off the mark. This could be something nobody thinks is cool, but I thought it was cool. And then we'll use a Fabri-Tac for the part that, because there's just a tiny, oh, it's this one. I keep trying to put that blue donut in the front. It's my subconscious. You like the blue donut frosting. I want to get glue on that. All right. I just want to make sure it gets all the way to the edges here since we're not wrapping around. Do. But I didn't go out and ask him anything because he's working today. I restarted my computer and it did eventually come back up. But usually, if it's out for the whole house and it's not just my computer being a butt, you can hear Mike swearing if he's working because if he can't get it working in a certain amount of time, if it's a genuine outage, he has to go in and work in the office. They don't just get to have that time off. He has to drive down to the part of the office they still have open for people who don't want to commute anymore. And he has to actually, which, you're still losing a bunch of time on the clock. It doesn't make much sense. But I think if the outage or the problem lasts for longer than 2 hours, it can't be fixed in 2 hours, that he has to go into the office. And once you get used to working from home, that's not a real fun prospect. All right, let's get that lined up all nice on the edge. Now, I know I had enough paper to wrap this around. I just didn't feel like it. This is just a fun little glue book. We're not building it to last the ages. Oh, there's barely any. I'm just gonna risk it and put a little line. There's barely any overhang. I cut this really close, which is okie dokie. So we all got the Chinese food and we came home yesterday and we were so tired. Like everybody just wandered off with their Chinese food. And you could just hear yum yum noises all over the house. But nobody was talking. And then slowly we took turns taking showers because it was hot AF out there. You work in a mailroom though, Carla. It would be awesome if you could do that from home, but if everything would just go all electronic, right? Okay, so there's a tiny bit of, that's where the tiny bit of overlap is. So we'll cut that in a minute. We'll give it a little drying time. That's kind of a fun cover, right? I think so. Just make sure it's all pressed in. There we go. All right, other side. Gingy's always gets the food. Her mommy is the biggest culprit. And she can guilt me into almost anything. That's why my back to her now. Oh, that's not the right glue. And poor Ozzy, he's just so hopeful that he butts his way in and loses his food privileges, at least from me. Because he's too anxious, thinking he's going to get left out. And he's so tall now, he can put his whole face on the counter in there. So he'll try and, you'll tell him, go lay down, and he'll leave like the edge of the doorway. But he'll silently come up and he starts edging up to the counter. And what he hopes to do is stick his big fat head up there and snake off with whatever you've got on the counter. whether it's lunch meat or whatever. And I think I'm going to have to start bopping him in the nose. Because he doesn't even like flinch now. You tell him, go lay down, and he just stands there and looks at you like you're stupid. He's frustrating me a little bit if you can't tell. I love him to pieces, but you can't just come up to the counter and help yourself to people food. You have unlimited dog food. It's rude. I don't go like cruising your dish and snaking your food out from under you. I don't run over when you've got a treat and snatch it away, you know? But they're animals. They don't have that higher thinking. It's just, can you tell I'm a little, because it's every time I go in there, even if I'm not getting food, I just go into the kitchen for something, like to get ice. There he is. Right up my butt. He's not the alpha here. Ginger is, and Ginger puts him in his place. The problem is he gets mixed messages. I'll tell him to leave the room, but somebody else will throw him a treat. And so he's getting what he wants, and he doesn't have to listen. And I think he's kind of figured out I mostly bark and not bite. Like, I don't want to smack him because he's a very skittish dog. He has trust issues galore. I don't know what happened to him before he got here. But he is a very timid dog. So I don't want to bop him on the nose, you know, and it's not like I would lay into him or anything. But I think I'm going to have to bop him on the nose a few times so he understands when I say go lay down, I mean it. That doesn't mean put your snout up here and try and snag the lunch meat or my sandwich. Or it doesn't help that he knows Ginger gets up there when nobody's looking. Does the exact same thing. Sticks her nose up there. She has to jump a little bit, though. Snags the cat dish, which sits on the far end of the island, because they'll eat his food if it's down on the floor. I have yelled at him, Carla, and I feel bad every time I do it. But I have gotten very stern with him. He just doesn't listen because he knows I don't hit. There's no reinforcement. He just keeps coming back. But now he's not even listening to Mike when Mike tells him, and Mike's got the deep, deep, deep voice that carries. He just backs away as far as Mike can't see him until Mike turns his head, and then he does it again. He's not a bad dog. It's just frustrating that every time I turn around, my butt runs into his nose because he's right there. And one of these days, I'm not going to be paying attention, and he is going to get my sandwich. But Ginger will go up to the edge of the counter, jump up a little bit, grab the kitty bowl with her teeth, and run away with it to her bed and clean out whatever cat food's left in there, which could be a full bowl or just crumbs, but she's got herself a little wet cat food addiction going on. So, and nobody usually sees her do it is the thing. So she gets away with it, and I'm sure his thoughts in his little doggy head, as not sophisticated as they are, like, I should be able to do that too. So I think I'm just going to have to bop his nose a couple of times. All right, look, donut. Okay. So on the end, we got to trim down just a little bit. I forgot about the trimming. Hello. Needless to say, nobody got much. Well, Els always gets stuff done. She was packing lace from that bunch of lace that she got. She got some really cool stuff. I got a few things like I didn't buy anything myself. She naysayed both the items I found that I wanted. But in her groupings of things, there was a couple things that she gave to me. And I always get to pick through what she thinks is garbage for the lace. Because I can usually find one or two things that I could use for a project. She did find some really fabulous lace. She got a great deal on it. Okay, there's just a little bit extra right here. I don't want to cut into the cover. I just want to come up along the edge of it. And it runs a tiny little bit this way. It's just the tiniest little bit extra. Okay. There we go. And that's the front. Okay. So now we need to re-ink just a smidge because we cut the very edge of that off. But it was pretty fun because there haven't really been many of that type of events since COVID started. And we didn't do many the first year I was here before COVID hit. You know, the first, I guess it was like half a year, maybe 8 months or so before COVID hit. Because it was the wrong season. But it was fun to go out and see all the things. They had that. I was in Rosemary's Stream on Wednesday or Thursday last week, and they were talking about the Bob's Big Boy statues. And they had one there. He was a little bit around my height, maybe a little bit taller. A Bob's Burger in mint condition even. So Bob's Big Boy out there. They had a big Darth Vader and a couple other, big kind of. The Darth Vader was taller than me, like way taller. They wanted, I think, $4,000 or something like that for it, and they wanted, I think, either $400 or $1,400 for the Bob's Big Boy. But I was like, they were just talking about that, Kip's Big Boy, really? I didn't know that. That's funny. Okay, so now we need to decide on the inside. Okay. I'm thinking the colorful candy for the inside, or do we do the rainbow cake? Do you guys have an opinion? Let's see. Let me pull the rainbow cake. Because the rainbow cake can always be somewhere else. So let's see. Rainbow cake. I'm mostly interested in the cake slice. So we would probably have to do something else on the back cover. No, we could run the edge of the slice over and just have the plate and stuff. I could cut. Let me do a little trimming and let's see what we're gonna get. The problem is this image is ginormous. And that book is very small. Okay. Let's cut that edge off just a little bit. We'll definitely take the whole part off. I think it will be an issue, but it's better to have it off. Okay, so that would be the edge right there. There's the edge of the book. And that's the top edge. Let's bring this whole thing around. That's roughly correct. So that's where it would end right there, approximately, and approximately right there. So that's what the cover would look like. If we did cake, of course it's come here. It's not quite right, but it's more or less. Or we could do that. So candy, you guys want to do candy? Okay, no worries. Candy it is. So we need to top piece off over here. Okay. So we can cut it roughly to the height. Do we want that way? Nope, it's definitely got an orientation. So we need to cut this part off where we cut it out of the middle. That is jaggedy. Yeah. Is it what? What are you sneaking in here for?
Just some advance warning.
Yes.
I might be thinking fried rice Friday on Sunday.
I'm gonna do it online. When do you want to go? Okay. How late is Chinese open?
8 or so.
What time is it even?
5:30.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cover this book. This is my second 12 of 12. Look.
Donuts!
Donuts.
I like donuts.
Did you see my rainbow cake? Look at my rainbow cake.
I hate you.
Mission accomplished. Okay, so that's evened up. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to do the cover, at least on the Urban Decay book. All right. So that's for the top edges. Let's trim it there. Now we've got an extra fun piece to use in Scraps of Joy, right? We're going to have a couple of leftover pieces. All right, so that's where the edges, and we going to do the same thing, but I'm going to try and come in a little bit. Well, come on, just work with me here. Maybe I should clip that just so it doesn't wander while I'm folding. Okay. Tacky glue, you got to move. Okay. I think Els must have been napping. And there we are. Should be good. Let's fold it the other way and make sure it's reasonably straight. Do you hate it when you think you got a straight edge and you do not? So everything in your life has to be a little bit wonky. That's right, I said it. Wonky. All right, so that's okay. The book goes this way. So that is now this side, because there's the green edge right here. So this has to come this way. Okie dokie. Let's see about where this one goes to. So we have about the same amount of fabric on both sides. That looks good. So let's clip that on the side right there. And get a reasonable fold. Okay. So there, look at that. We have donut extras and candy extras for Scraps of Joy. Ta-da! Okay. So front. This is right. Goes like that. It goes like that. Wait, I'm so confused. Now I've made it up since. Oh. It goes like that. I'm okay, I swear. All right. Let's see some edges. So who still has, if you're participating in the 12 of 22, who still has to do their 12 of 22? I've seen quite some come up on the group. But I feel like maybe not very many people have done it this month. Christine, you haven't done yours yet? Janice is working on it. Cool. I'm not calling you out. I'm just asking if you know who's still planning to put in a, you know, what you, because you know Els is always saying you don't have to do every month. I love to see what everybody else, you know, comes up with. And dealer's choice, you know, your choice, such a wide variety of things. There's all the standards and all the little weird twists you could do. Who knew I would wind up doing something with a fabric floral cover? And then here we are. We're doing jelly beans and donuts. That was not a plan. That just happened. I was just like, I think this would be fun. And so I did. All right. So now we wound up upside down again. So it goes like that. Okay. Yep, that's right, because that goes. Okay. That is definitely the front of the book. Blue on the back. Yeah. Okay. You haven't participated at all in 12 of 22 this month. Because if you were wanting to, you can start at any time. You can't go back and do the missed months, but you could do, you know, whatever months leap out and strike your fancy. You can start now and do the remaining months. Still a good chunk of the year left. I just think they're kind of fun. Ooh, what's the glue on that? Kip's big boy sounds weird, but I guess if you grew up with that, Bob's big boy would sound just as weird. That's all I'm saying. Let go. Let go of the lid. Need more glue. Always need more glue. Right. Right to the edge. I don't want edge lift. It's so annoying when the edges lift. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Carla. Are you more of a fall and winter crafter and less of a spring summer, or is it just kind of a as the mood takes you sort of thing? Because I lost my mojo for a good long time. This is the most I've crafted in the last year, I think, aside from making paper. I had a paper towel. I don't know where it went. Okay. There we go. We want those edges nice and glued down. It's a fun theory though, right? Not bad at all. Now the inside comes a little bit further into the... I probably should have made it more matchy-matchy. But I felt like I was cutting my edges too short on the outside. I'm lucky that it got covered. We definitely want the edges of this to stick down. Nice little edge along where the fabric is. Okay, let's trim that. Let's unbend it a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Els was a good girl. She came back from the stuff yesterday and started packing up, sorting the lace and grouping it together like to like, and getting it so she could either put it away for the stuff she wanted to keep and she packed just a little bit of some really cool stuff for her next sale. All right. You're married 7 times. Oh my. That's a lot of times. I guess Elsa's been married 6 times though, so it's probably not that unusual. People don't feel like they're obligated to stay married these days, I guess, is really the thing. If they're unhappy, they're much more likely to walk away than work it out. But I think sometimes, and I'm not saying this is true of your relatives because I don't know them, I think sometimes people get married too quickly and they don't really know each other. Because to actually know somebody takes a long time. People often get married now after they've known each other 6 months or a year. Or, I waited 2 years and I thought we were a good match. But after, we've been together for 13 years, it probably started kind of not being so bueno after about year 6 or 7. And it kind of went downhill from there. But I thought he was going to be my forever person. And I really tried hard to make it work. Because I pictured us growing old together, But it just turned out that in the long run, we wanted very different things in life. And they weren't reconcilable, They were so different. Well, half and half, right? And it's not a condemnation or anything. It's just a commentary on, modern society. I don't disparage anybody for trying to find, happiness and true love and all that. Sometimes you do pick, but I think there are all these mile markers society has set up. If you're an adult, you've gone to college and you're getting married and you're going to have kids. And there's all these kind of goalposts for when you're supposed to accomplish that maybe isn't right for you, or, the world has come a very long way in a short time, and we're still adhering to social mores from, a different decade, even a different centuries, Just my thinky thoughts on the whole thing. Your mileage may vary, and I'm not saying my thoughts are right for everybody. But in the end, I'd been so unhappy for so long, and I didn't realize for a long time, I didn't realize I was in an emotionally abusive relationship. And, wrong glue. So getting out was that much harder, because I was isolated by that point. But if I hadn't been pushed, well, a good daughter marries and has kids, that's a woman's place in life. Society pushes you that way, and so do many, 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 many parents. Not all. Then, people get into that honeymoon phase and you think, oh, this is my person. I'm going to love them forever. And 2 years down the line, you realize that person that you first met, you hadn't really learned enough about them to know if you were truly compatible. I mean, what if they're a Star Trek person and you're a Star Wars person and you don't know that right away? Tiny boxes. I don't know that I've heard it. I don't often recognize song titles. I have to sometimes hear things I'll look it up after the live, though. Got something over here that's not stuck down. That corner's not cooperating. But the awesome thing is, eventually, most people get it right. Els and Mike are perfectly suited to one another. Yeah, there's that. And he was not honest at all. And this is on me. I didn't make sure well enough that we were, he said a lot of things that, he agreed in a lot of places where he didn't agree. And if I'd taken the time to truly get to know him, I would have realized that much sooner. But it's a learning experience, and everything that I've been through makes me who I am today. So while that wasn't the happiest thing in my life, I got 2 beautiful children out of it. And I learned a lot about myself. There are just a lot of things that I won't tolerate anymore, which I think is what's made it so hard for me to trust. I know I have trust issues, super huge trust issues. I don't think hounded is the right word. Oh, there you go. But you guys are so well suited to one another, You're so cute. It's disgusting. Freaking happy married people. I should be so lucky to find a person that makes me as happy as they make each other. But like I said, my person's probably out there somewhere pushing on a pull door while I'm pulling on a push door. I don't know what that sentence means. And huge foes. I think, did you have happy fingers there? I don't understand what you're trying to say to me. I get that I do have trust issues. I know that. You know that. Mike knows that. So many trust issues. Okay. Here we are. There is our front. And huge does not begin. Okay. Does not begin. Okay. I have universe-sized proportions of trust issues. Galaxy. Closer. What's bigger than that? You describe it then. I don't know what's bigger than galaxy. Universe.
It's okay though, we love you.
Likely story. Calling me out.
And there's that trust issue.
At least I'm honest about it.
Honey, before you ink that all the way, are you going to round the corners?
Why would you say something like that to me?
Because I know you enough to know that you'll ink it and then look at it and go, I need to round these corners.
But I haven't rounded any corners yet.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go square corners.
All right.
I'm a rebel.
You are. I'm so proud of you.
I'm a rebel with trust issues. And a book that's going to be full of food.
Hey, Amy.
Well,
I love you.
trying to hide all the white edges because it's so wet right now. It's moist in the inside of this. I'm using the edge of the table to keep the book from falling. All right. Into the, just bending it further and further back. Galactic. Wow, Carla. Carla for the win. Helping call me out on my trust issues and everything. That's friendship right there, people. Only your friends can tell you your bullshit. You won't accept that from strangers, but your friends can walk up and go, you got issues. All right, you're right. You're right. You got me on that one. Food. Oh, that's the front. Sorry. Nope, we're gonna have to go like that. We're just gonna have to live with that as the edge, because that's orientated. I still didn't get it right after all that. I still got it upside down. Or we're just gonna live with it like that. Nah, we meant to do that. Let's lie and say we meant to do that. All right. So we're gonna let that dry before we try and sew in any signatures or anything. So next time around, we'll do signature pages. Woohoo! All right, let's let that dry. Be all fun. That's our Urban Decay book over here. Let's see. There's my extra muslin. Those are our cover images. Excuse me. Well, yeah, kind of. You can tell that they're all, it's meant to look like that. Maybe that's just because I saw it first. It may not look odd to anyone else because, but I feel like because the candies are pointed, you know, I don't know. I don't suppose it actually matters, but I wanted this donut in the front here with the coconut shavings and stuff. Hey, Marcy, how's it going? But I saw the original picture, so I know which way it's supposed to go. So these are images for the front. And then I'm going to cut down a few more here because we might do the first page, just the first page. So let me trim this down a little bit. Trim a couple of these down. I need to take out my trash. How's your lovely weekend going, Marcy? You having a good one? I hope so. I hope it's been fantabulous. Fantabulous, I say. All right. I think I'm just going to cut the cathedral to this part right here. The more ornate, maybe like right to there. Right about in there. That ought to do it. That ought to do it. Ooh, that's kind of like a blur. Let's do that too. Oh, that's good. That's good. Hold on. Sometimes you got to look at the other side. You can pick off a whole nother image. Okay, so we got the cathedral, and then we've got this little like shack thing with logs out in front of it. Oh, and that little bit might be good too. You never know when you need tall, skinny pictures. I just threw a bunch of stuff right on the floor. Okay. There we go. Robotic pecuniary resources. I like it, Carla. I like it. All right. Definitely. All the way to the edge, please. Okay. There's another one. So you can see they're building the bridge. And there's these houses right here. They just didn't give any fucks. They're like, we're building it. We don't care. Oh, you've been playing with Ginger in the pool again? She's so cute when she plays in the pool, you guys. She's like a puppy all over, but she only likes to get her paws wet. Not so if Elle splashes her anywhere else, she runs away. But then she comes right back. You gotta tell him about poor Ozzy and the thing. You gotta tell him about Oz. Because he's scared of the entire world, you guys. Of the everything. Gonna have some weird funky shapes. There we go. Just a nice kind of grungy urban view. Okay. She's out there with her phone right now. Having a bit of play with Ginger and smoking a cigarette. It's a thing. I don't know if we're ultimately going to be able to use that one foggy look of the bridge. You've got the ship masts over here. The old style light lamp posts. Definitely time to take out the trash. Okay, there we go. Nice big lamp post. I actually mostly just want this little scene right in here. I'm going to leave it like that for now, but I think I'm actually going to crop it to right about there. Probably. The bridge one's cool, right? Very nice. It's got that kind of creepy, which is kind of the vibe I want to go for in this book, is a little bit creepy. Almost haunted kind of. That's why I'm choosing the black and white pictures. And we'll pull those because we'll probably use them someplace else at some point. No point in letting good images go to waste. They could definitely wind up in collage packs. Okay, and we'll cut this one down too, just because I hate to waste an image. That one's a more modern one. Okay, and what I want off this one, is mostly this grouping of people over here. I'm not really interested in the statue and this little group of people over here. So let's see what's going on here. Because this lady dressed in her light clothes almost looks like a ghost in the picture. And there's a couple other people that, because they're dressed in lighter colors, or they moved when the picture was being taken, they look almost ghosty. All right. All right, so this one is just like a narrow, I wanted the street lamp in it. And there's some buggies and stuff in the distance. And just these three people leaning up against that fence. And then our final grouping. I think it's our final grouping. There we go. Okay. Then we've got like a guy with a walking stick or a cane and a street lamp. I kind of like that too. It's too late. I got rid of it. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of the old historical, because now they're offensive in some way, or they're not in keeping with the new architecture that's going up in places. Okay, I think this was just attached to that other one, so we don't need to cut anything off of that. All right, so now we've got some nice additions. And there's another pile clipped together here somewhere. I just gotta find it. Did I throw it off the thing? Did I? I don't see anything else. Okay. Let me have a brief look, because I had two piles clipped together. There's that. I see it. There it is. Okay. There's our second grouping. Oh, this is the extra pile. This is the cover pile. Good thing I didn't go with that. Okay. So let's put our extra pile out of the way. And we've got our little cover pictures. We need and the edges need some inking. And I think there's somewhere that I bought based off of this reverse collages in those big kind of picture books and coffee table books. So I may have one that I bought because she had it. And I really love the idea of reverse collage. But I keep watching her and thinking one of these days I might take the leap, you know. She's so much more talented than me. She can draw and stuff too. So the reason I cut out all that stuff is I was thinking we might replace, as much as I love this, we might use this inside the book because it does cover up a lot of this. Although, you know, we've got all the people, but I don't know. I thought we might try out a couple other images and see. I love our little ice skating dude. And this kind of has a little vintage feel. And then as we go along, we're going to go, you know, from less kind of people images and more just decay, abandoned places and overgrown things and kind of haunted, creepy stuff. So if we put in 15 pages times 2, so there's 60 front and backs going on here. And I definitely want that right there. Let's see from our other images that we got out. So we could go with something narrower. We did quite a few narrower images. How does that look with the rest of this? I gotta hold on. Mary sent me Mary was nice enough to forward me the picture of the cover. She must have screenshot it. No, it's not what I want. Stop doing it. Stop. Earth. Okay. Here we go. Let me blow that up. Okay, so we had these were over here, and he was in here, and this one was up here. So we had pushed this over a little bit to try and see. I don't want to cover up. That's the problem, is I don't want to cover up that. Okay. Have it a moment. Now we're going to rearrange it because that's how I am. Okay. Gotta have our ice skating dude though. Definitely need him. What if we cut a little bit of the sky off here? Too far. Too far. There we go. Okay. Top of that again. There's all that dark space up there in the corner, which is not necessarily a problem. Okay. Or we could put this. Tuck it under. Like that. And then we just need a little tiny something. And we did get all those street views. The guys leaning up against the fences. Hold on. So we've got one like that. I don't want the tall, skinny ones. Okay, hold on, hold on. Okay, if we cut that down from the top. Oh, I think that might be it. Let's push this up. Let's move that fabric tack. Yes?
Okay, the Aussie.
Oh, you're going to tell the Aussie story? Okay.
The Aussie has scared himself. Like, he's a giant lab who doesn't realize he's a giant lab.
Yeah, he thinks he's a tiny dog for some reason.
And he's a chicken shit.
Well, he's super skittish.
He's very, very skittish. And we've actually been sitting out there and he's scared himself with his own tail.
Yeah, yeah. Or brushed up against something and be like,
yeah. Or,
but he's big, like Scooby-Doo big.
Yeah. And he like wants to sit under the chair. He thinks he's a puppy, like tiny. And so yesterday we put out the pool. It's the first time he's ever played in the pool. Now, Ginger, she always has a pool every summer. And she likes to play in it. But it took us probably 30 minutes to get Ozzy to put his front feet in the pool. And then he finally got in and he just kind of like walked around, got out.
He's like, why am I getting in the giant water dish? Why am I getting in this giant water dish?
Why am I getting in the giant water dish?
Can I just stick my face in it?
Because he takes the water dish in the backyard and he throws it around.
Yeah, he plays with the regular size water dish like it's a Frisbee.
Yeah. And so we finally got him to get in and I had him in there. I was in the pool with him. And he's in the pool, and he decided that he was going to be a chicken, and he sat down on my feet. So now his whole bottom end is soaked.
Wet.
And he loves, like when he's scared, he runs to Mike. So he runs over to Mike and shakes like a mother.
Mike got a free dog shower.
And then
guess who smells like dog? It's Mike.
So then Mike figures, turnabout is fair play. And so he gets him back in the pool again, and I'm sitting down on the other side of the yard. And Ozzy runs over to me and decides he's going to be a lap puppy because that's what a big ass horse dog does, is climbs in your lap. So these two huge wet feet.
And he does. He has like Scooby-Doo size feet. Think about it.
Comes and flops in my lap.
Right in the... yeah, that area. So she looks like she wet herself.
Thank you, Ozzy.
Yeah, right? We don't know what happened to him before he got here. I think he came from the shelter. I'm not sure. I think I like this composition. So we're just replacing. So we need to ink this image up. But that leaves us more of this big focal image that I really like. But enough interest, I think. Dogs are funny animals. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You're fine. I was wondering why you weren't in your pajamas.
I don't wear them all the time. You gotta call me out on live every time. Every time. Leave me my pajamas alone. I need a drink now.
You're supposed to be drinking wine.
You want to go get Chinese food. Those two things don't go together. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Elle, should I use Fabri-Tac for this then? For these pictures? Is that the way I need to go? She probably went outside. Shush! You don't be talking about that. I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac, I guess. We don't need to remind anybody about that. Ugh, I need my pokey tool. Pokey tool, pokey tool. All right, let's try this again. I feel like there's just some glue stuck in the top of the nozzle there. All right. So I'm happy with my glue. I got glue. And on Wednesday, I'll be able to order the pH balance glue. Or the pH neutral glue. So we're going to be doing, not this week, but coming up next week. Possibly next Sunday, or glue books. I need to make some Christmas ones for Christmas in July. And I want to make some Halloween ones well ahead, so I can have them photographed and videoed. And the listing all ready to go when trying to plan ahead for the upcoming holidays. Okay, needed. All right. And I think I'm going to take everything that's up here. I bought a bin the last time we were at one of the dollar stores. I don't remember which one. And I'm going to take all of this stuff and I'm going to put some jars and cans and whatever in there. And I'm going to put all my scissors and everything in it. And it's got a lid. And I'm going to keep that near my desk so that I have more working space and I can put it up on the ironing board when I'm working. Rather than just have this constantly. There's just so much stuff up there. Whoa, whoa, glue booger. Out of control glue booger. Must be applied. Because I feel like I'm constantly wrestling with that space. And I keep saying this, but there is a box under my desk that I need to unpack. I actually need to unpack all the boxes I previously packed. About half my stuff is in boxes. Some of my Halloween stuff is in there. Some things that I need for projects that I've been waiting for a sewing machine on are in there. Oh gosh, I didn't edge this one. I did not eat this. Fudge monkeys. Songs from the 90s. I don't remember that. Was I in that live? Oh, when we were doing the trivia. Oh my God. I do all right on the Sunday trivia, but when we're playing that other trivia, I second guess myself all the time. And then I tell us wrong answers, and then Elsa's like, we just lost points. And it's all my fault. Meanwhile, the glue is drying. And I'm getting glue fingers. Fantabulous. Yeah, it could be Mike. If Mike could come in and sing, that's true. It's happened before. He has done it a few times. Okay. So we're going to put that one right there. Glue booger. I don't think they're listening. Sometimes if Els is working on something, she has the sound turned down. And she just reads the chat. So if she's not at her desk or she's on another window looking something up. See, we'll never know. Come on, glue. My wrist hurts today. I'm sorry, guys.
What?
Nothing.
There's a man in the back, as a matter of fact, and his eyes are as red as the sun. There's a girl in the corner, let everyone adore, because she thinks she's the passionate one. Oh, yeah!
This is your fault, Carla. It's all your fault. At least it wasn't that one song. You know, the one about the F word. Hey, Francis. How you doing? How's your weekend? I know you said you were doing something today. You had things to do. I feel like what do I feel like? I'm just looking at pictures. Never mind me. No. Have to just be the house. Nope, I don't like that. Okay. And then we'll wind up probably putting a title down here. There's a little bit of blank space down here, so we'll probably put a book plate and a title down there. And then I will go get out their journals I was telling you guys about, the masculine ones, you know. Could be good for a man or a boy. It's just a little bit over the edge there. I think that's what I want. Okay, and this is our last picture. Whoops. There we go. He's perfect. Let's- Yay! Francis is home safe. Carla, Friday Night Lights go. Okay. There it is. Okay. Let's see if we can get it all on the screen. Oh, I'm buffering. We'll put it sideways, maybe. Not quite the same effect, but the camera needs to be up just a smidge higher, huh? All right, let's see if we can get it up just a little bit higher. Okay. That's pretty much the whole journal. Oh, okay. That's right. She was driving. You're right. Now that you say it out loud, there's a little bit of glue stuck right here. Let's roll the glue boogers off. We don't need that as texture. So that is, so we'll do our little title down here probably. Make it nice and low profile. All right, well, you guys ponder my cover of my Urban Decay kind of. I'll go grab those journals. I'll be right back. It's going to take me about a minute or so. All right, sorry about the wait. I had to dig a little bit to get to the press. Oh, okay. Anybody still here? Did y'all guys wander away? Okay. So I was a little busy. Christine, oh, still here. You like the boogers? I've heard that about you. Okay. So I made these. Sorry, I was digging, like I said. Els had these for sale, and I really, really wanted them when she had them on sale. No, you race. She's like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's like, you know, in the cartoons when they show somebody running really fast and there's like dust and all that activity. That's kind of how she moves. She's tall and she's got long legs. So, Els had these for sale a while back, and I really wanted them, but I couldn't afford them in the sale. And then they didn't sell. And so we kind of worked out a payment plan on this. Have now, pay later. And I finally paid them off just recently. But I immediately saw kind of a potential for it. I was like, those would make great little junk journals. You know, you use some of the pages that are in them and you add in some other pages. And, you know, for a young man or they would make great Father's Day presents, I think. So what I did was I took the pages out of all the books and I went out to the kitchen table, and Mike gave me the side eye because I'm always putting shit on the kitchen table. and I sorted them out in round robin for the amount of books and for a couple extra packs. And then once I had the round robin, there was it's eight pages per book from all of the original books. So there's 8 books, 8 pages. There's there's 9 books. I kept one for myself, and we'll talk about that in a second. So there's 8 of the original pages in here from the various books. I put map pages on the inside. I did the muslin thing like I've been doing. These have a 7-hole pamphlet stitch in them to make them nice and sturdy because the pages aren't fragile, but they're kind of thin and glossy. So I did not tea dye them. I left them as is. And then I had to trim them. So as you know, because they didn't all cut. All I'm saying, there are some that are not perfectly. We'll see because we'll flip through. So you've got a selection of pages from the different ones, and then I used 4 tea-dyed pages, 2 notebook pages, and 2 steno pages in each book. And what I thought was this could kind of be if you've got a son in the Boy Scouts and you want to do like a memory book for it, or a son that was in the Boy Scouts, or maybe you got a generational thing. See, this didn't cut perfect right there. You know, you could put in some memorabilia. Oh my gosh. And you could, you know, add stuff to the to here, badges or pictures. You know, if you've got granddad, son, and grandson, it could be, you know, a fun project to kind of document some of that. So these are old. This one is from 1944. That's the oldest one. And the youngest one is this one, I think, is 1976. So they span the range from, and this is one of the newer ones too. And I think you can kind of tell American Indian games and but they've all got Oh, here's bike repair and stuff. So there's reading, gardening, masonry. This is from the 60s, this cover. Look, there's the getting to your campsite. Dining on the fly. Just lots of fun stuff mixed into each one. They all have the maps on the inside covers, and it's a mixture of states and areas. I did clean these up, and then I grunged them up a little bit. They're all bound on the outside because I thought you might want to include, you could snip it off, and then maybe you could put some kind of, if you've got a plain sash or a uniform that you want to use to cover the spine in or something like that, part of an old shirt or something. Or you wanted to put a couple of badges over the fabric badges. I don't know. Anyway, I did tie it on the outside, so you could leave it as a dangle or snip it and do all kinds of things. So I just thought it was really fun. It could be a fun thing. We got citizenship. And, so there's at least one page. There are 9 books. So some books will have pages from this. This is a craft ship braiding thing. And I'm keeping it for myself because it's different than all the other ones. It's not, 1970 for this one. The oldest one is 1976. But I'm going to make a creepy version. I'm going to get some Boy Scout pictures, and I've got my eye on some eBay Scout memorable, you know what I mean. Memorabilia. I can do this. But I'm going to do like a creepy version in this, and we're probably going to do that late August, early September. But I got to gather a few things and get some stuff from online and whatnot to do my creepy haunted serial killer version. Because you could do that too. But my first thought was this would be such a fun, nostalgic. If you wanted to, you could lightly whitewash the pages and journal right over them. You could easily attach photographs. I think that this could just be really fun. And in this day and age, you don't even have to have actual photographs. You can zombie Boy Scouts, right? See, Carla's got an idea going on. So then there's woodwork. That's from the 70s right there. And I just really love the maps on the things, on the inside covers. There's building your fireplace. Look, they gave that kid an axe. You know that was the 70s. Look at that. Rights and Duties. That's from the citizenship book. And then here's some from, this is from the woodworking one. So just all kinds of coin collecting is one of them. Cycling. So there's a whole group of creepy Boy Scouts on bicycles. Carla, the noose knot is easy. So, and you can see where there are, like here, this is what I mean, where and I used the good cutter for this. I didn't use my shitty cutter, but the blade still caught the pages wrong sometime because they're thinner and older. They are not brittle though. You can totally fold them and stuff. You're not going to fold the page and suddenly find out you've got now a corner missing or something. They're fine in that respect. This one's got a map in it right there. It's a oh boy, it went right out of my head. The map's used for hiking. I can't think of what it is. Topographical map. Jesus, my brain went on a trip. This is the camping one. So the coin collecting one is from 1966. There's that's bricklayer and masonry stuff right there. So they're not all smooth, and perfect, but so much fun and so much nostalgia. you know. Or you could totally make coin collecting for this one. Because they were pressed together, they had a moment. But I put them onto the paper press Mike made me. And because I glued the inside of the cover so they were a little warpy, so that smoothed them out some. Just tiny nooses, right? Strangle those dreams and hopes. There's how to get kindling from trees, and he's actually trying to start a fire there. He's like blowing on some tinder. There's how to cut logs and how to carry your axe. See, you could totally start making that into some creepy shit, right? You just add some bodies in there. Take some notes. If it's a body instead of a tree. A masonry birdhouse. Living large, those birds are. So there are 8 of them. And there's going to be a little goodie pack with them. I don't have the goodie pack ready. But it's going to be some mat pieces. What all did I decide on? I'm going to do some die cutting and cut out some of the little label type stuff. Oh, cool. I'll have to have a look at that. Francis, give me just a minute. Of labels out of some book pages, some cardstock, some decorative paper, some masculine decorative paper. So there'll be like 25 different like size label-y things. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I had a list, but I don't know where I put it. I did. I had a list of things. Els, do you remember what I said? Oh. Anyway, so there's going to be a little goodie pack to go with it. These will be in the store hopefully tomorrow. If not, they will be in there on Tuesday. But I will do a quick video. And but I wanted to preview it for you guys so you could see. This is what I was doing. I made these. And look at how nice and how fun. So you can see this one kind of, we had some cutter issues with this one. And a little bit with this one. So they're all 16 pages. So that's 16 is 32. So 64 sides. Cool. But yeah, so we got gardening, which is the oldest one. That's 1944. Reading, masonry, citizenship, woodwork, cycling, camping, and coin collecting. So hopefully my brainstorm will decolleging, right? So hopefully my little epiphany will pan out for Father's Day, and I'll get at least a couple of sales in my store. But you know, I'm insecure, so I wanted to show it to people first. Look at my stuff. Tell me it's not hideous. But if it is hideous, please don't lie to me. Tell me it's hideous. Because I don't want to go around thinking everything's peachy keen. Oh, Francis. I love that it's on a swing. Oh, my God. That is too perfect. Francis creeped. Look at you. I love that paper. Oh, cemetery. There's a cross. Love it. Nice pocket. Looks like you got a digi in there. Oh, very nice. Ooh, that's pretty with all of the moth and all the swirlies. Ooh, your middle picture. Awesome. Love it. Got a skeleton tag in there. Ooh, I love that paper clip, the swirly one. Got a pentagram. Some more cemetery stuff. Cool. Spider web. Let's go with the top hat. Oh, I love the cover picture though, Francis. That is awesome. Thank you, Francis. That's one of our old tanks filled with water. cool. Nice job. All right, so I have showed off my thing. Look at, I made 8 journals in one fell swoop. It took me about I worked steady on it for days, trimming things down and clean. First I had to clean them, and then I grunged them up with the with some vintage photo. Oh, there's a little first aid thing. Yeah, I think you could pull off a whole "this troop is a serial killer" journal in this too. If you're a creepy person, you could work with this. Single signature journals are my jam. I love them. I've been making them for years. I just got out of the habit, guys. I love my other speciality that I really, really enjoy making are ring bound journals. I love making ring bound journals. We're going to be doing some of those coming up. I don't tend to make journals like Els and I make similarly themed items, but our take on it is very different. And I'm inclined to whip out a single signature journal. Look at I just made another one, I'm addicted. And it's not that I don't like books with lots of pages. It's that I'm a little bit scatterbrained and I like to move on to different things. So I like to have multiple books. I don't want to have multiple huge books. I love my creepy big journal, my creepy big glue book. And I'm always going to have one of those going. But I like a variety of sizes. So, but single signatures, one of my favorite to make. These are naked. They're going to come with the pack, and it's going to be probably 40 to 70 items, of various. I wish I knew what I did with the list. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so scatterbrained today. I wish I could tell you what was going to be in it. But yeah, look for that coming up. I don't expect that any of you guys are going to want them, but pass the word along if you know somebody who's looking for an unusual Father's Day gift. I got work to do tonight and tomorrow morning, and hopefully by tomorrow evening or early Tuesday, these will be in my shop. With more than I don't know why I keep picking them up. Just leave them there. They look nice. Into the vault. What the hell is the vault? Oh, my little sidebar. Nope, I took it down to do something, and it's folded in half, and it's just sitting here somewhere. But I'm going to clean off my desk tonight as part of my thing. I told you I'm going to put the stuff in the bin to get it better organized. And it's probably this pile that I keep moving everywhere. But I had a list. You saw the list. Oh, my bra. That's right. It was folded in half. I know I stuck it up here. Nope, that's not it. It's one of these, but folded in half, and it's not this one. That's my list of things I need to mail. Nope. That's some Tyvek. That's tissue paper. That's a note about books. I hate it when I can't find my things, guys. Okay, well, I do have a list, and I will find it tonight. I don't know. I have some pretty free hanging boobies. I only wear sports bras now. It's very rare for me to put on an actual bra. Some shit's going down if I got a real bra on. The first and second bank of the tatas. I like it. Nice. Right? They're so squeezy and uncomfortable. Then you take them off. No, I don't like it. I always, honestly, I have a D cup. And when I'm skinny, I have a C cup. I always wanted a B cup, guys. I would have even been happy to be in the itty bitty titty committee. Do they hang down low? Do they swing to and fro? I call it the Twin Peaks bake. Nice. Is it just your over the shoulder boulder holder? All right. So now that you have seen my modest attempt at Father's Day or masculine journals, I know they're kind of plain, but that was kind of my goal. I really want for the person who gets them, like for example, I've been looking at photographs of Boy Scout troops. So I want to get an old photo of a Boy Scout troop. I'm going to put it over the front. So we've got this going on here. That's a little creepy. And then I'm going to really grunge it up. So this is going to be grungy, creepy, Boy Scouty, serial killery kind of goodness. I didn't know if the Boy Scouts are evil because I don't like the idea of making a journal about people attacking Boy Scouts. Just somehow it seems wrong. But I feel like a burgeoning serial killer could start out in the Scouts and learn some real solid skills. Boobs. Boobies. Those are ear, Francis, are fun bags. Oh no, I hate the phrase fun bags. I really do. I don't know why. It just bothers me. If you aren't stepping on them, you're doing fine.
And why is it that small children, babies, and small animals can all find exactly where your nipple is?
Even if it's over here.
Doesn't matter where it is.
Up
They
here,
can find it.
down there, they can find it every time and just smush the
Smush it.
hell out of it.
Every time.
And if it's children or babies, you have to go. You can't even go, motherfucker.
I know.
You'd be like, here's your precious angel back. Just gonna hold on to this for a little while. Well, and I'm heading out, Francis. So, because I saw noose-tied boobies.
Look, if you roll over at night in your sleep
And you squish your own
and you
boobie,
injure yourself,
your boobie stays under here, and you're trying.
your boobs are too damn big.
Mine aren't quite that. But if they get any droopier, they only look like they're up here because they're in the sports bra. In reality, they're getting towards belly button level.
Belly button level? Yeah.
I'm a little, but they were always. I never had perky boobs. Mine were
I
always.
did. At one point I had, like I could lay on my back and they were right there on my
Well,
chest.
they didn't migrate to but I never had the high perky ones. They always had a droop to them. I know, way too much information. Yes, you've told me about your mother.
With the boobs on the cruise ship.
Oh God, please don't tell that story. No, here you go. For everybody who's still awake, here is a fabulous boob story. She had torpedo ginormous.
My mom wore like a double F her whole life. She got boobs when she was like 10.
She had big ones.
Huge. Matter of fact, I used to joke that my mom's tits entered the room 10 minutes before she did.
It was probably like 45 seconds, but yeah.
Leprechaun with boobs, that was another description.
Oh.
Well,
I have seen pictures, though. It's kind of accurate.
So we were on a cruise ship one
All she
time.
needs is the green hat.
I know. We were on a cruise ship one time, and they do this thing we call a muster drill. You have to go down to your room. You have to get your life vest, come back upstairs. She put hers on, and it was literally like pushing her chin up.
And so they were sticking out straight.
Till they were, her like, this life vest was sticking out straight. And my mom was joking around. She says, look, if we go over, I'm just going to sling one under each arm and float. And she demonstrated by pushing her boobs back.
Oh, you have told me that story.
I have to tell you, there's something weird about my mom and her boobs. Like for years, you couldn't even. She did her laundry. She'd wrap her bras in towels.
Okay, Carla says, if you can hide a can of cat food, you're okay, which I'm pretty sure I can.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I took my bra off and I stuck a can of cat food under there, even the big size one, I think it would stay unless I jumped up and down.
Yeah.
But she says if you can hide 8 pounds of dry cat food, you need a bra.
You need a bra.
I don't think I can hold 8 pounds of cat food under my.
Well, that was that lady at the thing yesterday.
Which lady?
The one with the pancake flat boobs that were down to her stomach, and she was wearing that halter top.
Well, she felt good about herself. What about the lady with that wrap dress thing that
Every time the wind blew, she showed us all
she had on
her religion?
Yeah. Or every time she put her cane between her legs. Jesus.
I know. What the hell was that?
You need to go home. There's something wrong. I rarely say anything begrudging about fat ladies because we are who we are. But she was wearing this dress. It was very thin. It was a little breezy.
It was
It
a
had-
wrap.
It was very snug at the top, and it was a straight cut.
That was a wraparound.
Was it really?
That's why when she walked
So
and
it
the wind
didn't-
blew it,
So she was too fat for the
she was
wrapper.
too fat for the
It
wrap.
had a good starting kind of just below the downstairs area.
The hoo-hoo.
It fanned out in a nice V where you could see her legs.
It was cute.
But
If she was
apparently
50 pounds
that
lighter.
it should have covered. Well, should have met up on the side somewhere. Okay, so but it would blow, and there was her everything everywhere. At least she was wearing underpants,
Thank
because we don't want to know if she was trimmed or if she was rocking that full 70s push. You know.
I don't need to know. I really don't.
Well, it wasn't puffy.
We should have taken this with us yesterday, just as a joke.
Oh,
Walked it, went. I got it right here.
and then scurry away. All right, ladies, that is the end of the live because there might be Chinese food in my future, and y'all know how I feel about it.
I came here for something.
To tell a story about your mom's boobs,
God, no.
laundry,
No.
something in the garage.
Oh, I have to pee.
Oh, well, there you go. Glad I could help out. Yeah. And she was not an unattractive lady. That dress just didn't look good on her. And there was a guy with her, and he really probably should have told her. Good night, Janice. So that's going to be the end of it for me. Thank you for listening to so we're going to do creepy. We've got our urban decay. We've got our stack of journals. We're going to head out for the night. Thank you guys for putting up with me. Okay. I've made a slight revision to what I'm going live. I'm going to take away, I'm not going to go live on Wednesday, the late night. I'm going to go live on Tuesdays instead, where I can go on at my normal time. So it'll be Tuesdays at 5 or 5:30. No Wednesday. Thursday in the afternoon at between 1 and 3. Friday at the usual time. And Sunday should be closer to 2 in the coming weeks. I just couldn't find my stuff today. I'm sorry. So however you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. Until I see you in one of my lives, or excuse me, in a box somewhere, I wish you the happiest of crafting. Bright blessings and hugs and hisses to anybody that wants them. Bye. See you on Tuesday. Look for my video when I finish the extras pack. The end. Woo! Maybe Chinese food. Woo! There. Oh, there we go. There's the end.